So, what went into deciding how to price your game? Like, did you have I mean, were you being overconfident, like just putting the highest price out there and hoping that someone would buy it, or did you actually like look at similar type games? Or
Looked at similar types of games. Yeah, I mean, because we launched at $20, which is very much not the highest price out there for video games. So, but we felt that $20 was good, and especially like you don't want to price your game too low in the beginning because you can't you can't increase the price after. So it's usually good to overestimate than underestimate. So we started at $20 and felt that was really fair, and then over time kind of slowly dropped it. I mean, it's weird pricing video games because it costs nothing to make them. So
time.
yeah. Well, I mean, to make it each additional copy, like there's a
Okay.
high fixed cost, and
Gotcha.
then there's an incredibly low, practically zero marginal cost. So it really screws up the pricing math. Depends on how much like economics you know. But we can talk about economics. Yeah.
You offered a discount for educational institutions
We
too,
gave it
did you?
away for a
And
while,
what was
like
the
free. The ultimate discount. Yeah. I guess the ultimate discount would be paying somebody to take it off your hands, but yeah. So we gave away copies for free for over a period of 2 months. Yeah.
and did you have to do anything differently? I mean, did you have to work with Steam to get that okay, or did they do that through their website, your
Oh, that was
website?
just something we did ourselves. So it was not free on Steam at any point. We just said, hey, basically just put up a web form where if you work at some kind of educational institution and you want to use this game in your classroom, send us an email or fill out the form, and we'll send you a free copy or like a free license for whatever you want, basically.
So, do you think it was mostly science teachers or computer programming teachers that used it, if any?
It was a mix. I mean, it was interesting. I mean, so the responses kind of broke down based on we probably got probably like 100 schools. Like so, which is pretty good. I mean, because that's getting installed like an entire classroom or an entire school district even. I mean, I don't really know how many people are going to roll it out because it's kind of a questionable thing from an actual educational perspective. But the region that the teachers were from kind of determined their answer. So from America, we got a lot of science teachers who are like, oh, I saw this game. It's about science. I want to use this game for chemistry review. It's like,
Well, it's more
fuck with
alchemy
that. Yeah,
than
kind of.
chemistry.
And in the UK, it appears that there's a big computing in schools initiative. So there were a lot of people who are like, I teach an after-school computer club. This looks like a great game to teach like programming and stuff, and give like kids an introduction to that. So that's kind of the angle that we thought was gonna be the best. So they're all out there. And then like in Europe and in like Eastern Europe, there we got a handful of teachers who are like, oh, we want to teach our children, like logical thinking and problem solving. And it's like, yes, it's like that they actually understood like the real reason of it. Like it's not going to teach you real life chemistry. It's not going to teach you real life programming, but it's going to give you experience solving problems, which is a real life, 21st century STEM skill is just solving problems, using logic, all of that. So I think they really got it. Not so much the chemistry teachers.
I took physics instead of chemistry, and I was able to get through quite a
Which
few of the
is
levels without having to know chemistry. So,
yeah, it's not. You actually like knowing chemistry might make it harder because it's not. It is themed. It is a chemistry themed game, and it is not actually a game about chemistry.
it had a pretty big look what I made factor. So
Hmm.
it was interesting, and then to see all the different solutions that you had, because they're often the ones that I did were 20 steps longer than the actual like really good answers. So
Exactly.
You sort of have a few games under your belt. Uh, how do you determine what the best new project is going to be? How do you? I mean, of course, you have this company now, and sort of people pitch things to you and see if you can actually do it or not, and sort of.
Kind of. We have a huge backlog of games of game ideas that we keep, and I mean, we come up with game ideas all the time, and we just write them down, and then whenever like we actually get close to being able to ramp up a new project, and it's stuff we're talking about now, just like what do we want to work on a year from now, just kind of go through the game ideas we have and just weigh out like how much would it cost to make it, what's the scope, how hard is it to make, do we think that people would actually like it, and just kind of guess, go with it. We're not very scientific about how we do that kind of stuff.
How do you determine how much it's going to cost to make?
how do you?
Oh, just
You want me
like
to?
we don't. You can kind of eyeball it. I mean, there's some things like like if you like a single player 2D game, it's pretty easy to make. When you want to make it 3D or you want to make it multiplayer or you want to like add those kind of features on, it like doubles the cost of what it's going to take you to make it. So kind of eyeball it based on that. You just kind of know after a while. No, I wouldn't exactly say we're good at that anyway. So